Join us for an enlightening experience where you will gain a deeper understanding of the purpose and essence of opening your eyes. This is your chance to enhance self-awareness and personal growth with a shift in perception that provides a fresh outlook on life. Embrace the journey from consciousness to superconsciousness by Barrett Kunyan.
Well, here we are. We have a beautiful soul brother again, and he needs no introduction. But for those of you who've never had the pleasure, like myself, sharing space with our beautiful soul brother, Shah, thank you so much, brother. It's been a while since we last connected, and I was going to say, if I may, to all our listeners, viewers out there, that we've come up with a particular title for our discussion today. It begins with the word heartfulness, heartfulness, but it may have another attachment, and this is what we're going to discuss today. That little attachment, it's not so little, but it's called retreats. So it could be that we're developing heartfulness retreats. For us, it's not the label or title that's important, it's the heart's voice that will do all the talking. Brother Shah, how have you been keeping, my beautiful brother? You're looking
Uh,
well as ever. It's an honor to have you. So tell us, how are things in the beautiful Greek island of Crete?
Man, wow, it's amazing. Greetings, everybody out there. I hope you're okay, and the universe is providing for you all in every way. Wow, Crete is shining. Many people come in, and I've been contacted by many people as well. So, this time of the world we are living in, there's a new shift occurring. So, for me, I'm shifting with the frequency, so I'm meeting great people, I'm putting good plans together, and, I'm just staying focused and keeping away from the unwanted frequencies. So, yeah, it's been beautiful, it's been okay.
Nice, brother. And today, ironically, I mean, there's a bit of a momentum reference to what's happening on the planetary level of things. There is some kind of alignment, but without the need to go into too much detail, brother. But what are you feeling with all these, quite a few of these planets, sort of like getting into some kind of alignment? Do you
Mhm.
feel something is developing here right now?
Yeah, definitely, 100 trillion%. All the people around me are feeling it as well, and they're all feeling this energy inside them. Like something's brewing, something's coming, something's going to happen to the planet. So it's a kind of, for me, deep inside myself, this is a perfect time to start to visualize and manifest the things that you want to do. This is the chance to be the purest and the most focused version of yourself. So this is the most the great abilities that we have hidden inside us. Now it's reawakening. Now it's come to a point where you always wanted to do this. Now you're going to do it. Now I've always wanted to meet this person. You're going to meet that person. So now this is the part of evolution within ourselves. Our DNA is starting to speak to the cosmos. And now, we're starting to resonate on this kind of balanced frequency. So when this shift comes into its full motion, then it's a time to really embrace, who you are, what your duty is on the planet, and how you're gonna bring it into reality. So for me, it's a kind of, I've always stayed focused, and I always somehow ripple through these kind of events. It's because it's happened before, long, long time ago. And don't forget, our ancestors are inside us, and we're just another version of our ancestors. So with the right wisdom and the right community around you, amazing, amazing things can happen. It really, really can. And I'm looking forward to this year. Yes, okay, it's going to bring a lot of disruption, but at the same time, it's going to be a refocus and a version of our own reality. We've got to remember, our minds are so, so powerful, and this is the reason what's going on in the world is because they are using us as battery cells. You know, we are master manifestors. They know we're master manifestors, so they're tapping into having these things around us. You know, they know everything and anything. You know, so you know we have to be very wise of how we plan our stuff, plan our missions, and plan our foresight for the future. So yeah, we need to really, really, you know, be wise of what information and what frequency is absorbing us. You know, 5G and Wi-Fi, yes, it's a blessing. Please, it is a blessing if we can use it in the right way. But we all know we're all stuck in it. We're all scrolling. We're all like, we're not excelling into our true potential, our true potential. So this is the moment of time as the planets are aligning. It's time to, you know, we reawaken the true frequencies and um, the true balance that we need to hold in ourselves. So yeah, we need to start balancing. And you know, if you want to go on your phone, you want to go on your laptop and stuff, yeah, go on it, but don't spend too much time on it. You know, we're humans. We have an animal instinct inside us. We're not androids yet. You know, and you know this is what the movement is coming to now. We're going to have tribal. We're going to have sci-fi. This is what's happening. You know, so there's going to be two sorts of civilizations living on the planet. There really is very soon, and there's going to be a lot of other entities mingling around us. That's the facts. You know, it's all out there, and you know the scientists, the governments, they're all broadcasting something new's coming. So yeah, exciting days, people. Exciting days.
Yeah. Where do you feel this current state of beingness will, what will it happen? Will it just fizzle out? Do you feel that something will replace it, or do you think it will stay, but the people that are with it will ascend? Because my if I may, before you answer that question, my gut feeling says we've got the current situation. We'll have two scenarios where the earth was split into two halves, a bit like what the Bible biblically prophesies reference to a rapture. So people will need to decide. This is where I feel divinely, um, how can I say, I'm divinely guided, if you will. I mean, it's a cliche, everyone is using this, but that's how I feel as well. Reference to creating these 3-day retreats, because doing these retreats, it will help enable you to have another particular choice whereby the world that is about to kick in is really, really, really exciting, because we're talking about Elon Musk's entrepreneurial and scientific sci-fi movie adventure place. Yeah, robots. You'll be. I mean, the technologies will be just incredible. I still think it's a byproduct of the real thing. I still think it's still, you could do better with that. So I think where I feel that we're being guided, brother, is for us to help develop an opportunity. And I asked you before we warmed up to this occasion, I asked you reference to, with all these planetary alignments, is there now a window of opportunity where people are still not quite pressured in making a decision right now? They still have a little bit of a window from today, let's say hypothetically, to end of March, to decide what they really want, and to group up in scenarios, in situations where they can try to understand what is real and what is not so real. Because I'm not terribly against um, this artificial intelligence things, because like you said earlier, if it's used correctly to not harm, cause loss, to impose on the freedom of others, it's a double-edged sword. And if it's used correctly, it's a positive tool. However, the scenario that I'm feeling people could go towards is that it will be a scenario where you won't have the likes of Elon Musk, uh, to a degree, dictating still and saying, this is what we're going to have, this is what we're going to have, this is what we're going to have. You know what I'm saying? That's still
Yeah.
like somebody's still in charge, brother. Do you want to take over that conversation and see where we go with this? Because I feel we need to be centered. Where the left brain, right brain, this is what the retreats are going to help enable the activation, where the left brain, right brain will come into unison. Okay, not to be too much on this leaning against that side or this side, but to bring everything like into the heart, from above, from below, to be centered here. That's the kind of heartfulness retreats that we're going to create, where people come in, they get activated, and then they go and because they get endorsed is the wrong word, but they feel the activation, and then they go and do the same and the same, and it kind of ripples on. But give me your little or big yeah, feeling, interpretation of the events that is leading up to this grand finale, brother.
Okay, for myself, the transformation has been amazing because even last week, I was purging, I was shedding. I woke up, I start burst out crying, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then my children come in my head, and then I was really going through moments of clarity. Really, am I doing this for the right reason? And yeah, I am doing this for the right reason because I want to create, and we want to create, as a united force, as a partnership, as a group, as a family. We want to create homes and locations and feelings what haven't been thought about. They've been dulled down. They haven't been allowed to release. So it's very very satisfying to shed sometimes. So we need to shed our skin and our tears and our emotions to push yourself forward, just like the cosmos is what they're doing now, just like the alignment of the planets. We've all got it inside us. So for me, it's more of a kind of making sure that people around me are going to speak the same frequency and honor their words, because it's not time for liars anymore. There's no time for lying. There's no time for dark energies trying to manipulate. It ain't gonna happen. This is why these, as you said, these biblical events are starting to happen, is because they're just replaying a story. We've got to remember, the whole what we're in is a program. We've all been programmed to live a certain way. So for me, it's a kind of, now it's time. I'm empowering. I'm focusing. I have the great energies around me, and now it's about putting that master plan into reality. And now this is what is happening. I've got these great angels around me who are willing and waiting for that great opportunity to flap their wings once again. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it right in front of me. From people from all over the world, all nations. They're all coming, and especially coming to Crete. And they're talking of similar things, saying, I feel something's changing in me. There's kind of a revamp happening inside me. I feel like I'm rebirthing. So a lot of people are like, hold on a minute. Look at me now. Look at the position I'm in now. How did I get in this position? I can't even remember. So it's like 1 minute this person is in a dull situation. Then next, this person has a girlfriend, has a house, has dogs, has land. And he said to me yesterday, he's a friend of mine, he said to me, all I need is kids. And he said to me, he said, Shah, how did I get in this situation? 3 months ago, wasn't there. But he has a great heart. He speaks positive words. Now the things are coming together for him. So I'm seeing that as it's happening to everyone, because the same thing's happening to me and many people around me. And I'm seeing the world do it as well. People talking on mainstream media, telling and talking about stuff that you never thought people would talk about. And it's a kind of, everyone's relating to it. So we are all, as a as a human consciousness, is accepting the change. We are ready to accept the change for the good. This is why governments are starting to not have as power anymore. This is why people are starting to rise up against the system. It's because now people are ready to create their own system, and now they believe they have the capabilities to do it because they're feeling love. They're feeling love for the first time, and that's very important frequency. You know, I'm not talking about love in a relationship. I'm talking about love in the world. The love is you as a love being of what you do. You know, help every creature, help every frequency what comes your way. Anything comes your way, help it. You know, and share your love. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing now for the last 5 years since I've been on the island. Gathering pure love. You know, all the people I have around me now are just love. And they want to help, they want to create, they want to manifest it in down to the real version.
Thank you so much for that, brother. If we put two models in place, okay,
Mm.
so the current one gives birth to a scenario A or scenario B. Scenario A, it might be that we're not all equal, brother. You know, we don't have equal share of how we share the space, if you will. And
Hmm.
sorry, that's scenario A. Scenario B will be, we'll all be one big happy on a committee where we will all be the contributors from the perspective or observation viewpoint of being an independent body, not dependent on a body. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah, it
where
does.
A will have someone calling the shots a little bit with the likes of Elon Musk, because I still feel, I could be wrong, but my gut says you're not, because the technologies they're using, the technologies is from sort of like the Greys alien agenda, which in some ways it's all good, because we're not, brother, we're not in a position to say this hand is better than this hand. The left brain you need, the right brain you need this hand, you need this hand. But the name of the game, when we're talking about heartfulness, this is what we're doing, lovely listeners and viewers and brothers and sisters. That's what we're doing. And saying that we are equal to the sum of what it is that what I see, shoulder to shoulder. It's not like I have a chip on my shoulder and say, well, I'm bringing a little bit more, you're bringing a little bit less. We're not doing that on the scale anymore. That's a huge difference between the two scenarios, brother. We're
Yeah.
creating, that's been created. If we had a choice to create something from scratch, or do we go into something that lovely and bless him, we love him, we're sending mwah, Elon Musk, but is that the one we want to go into?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying, lovely brother?
Yeah.
And the technologies that we'll be using on the third or the second, not A but B, would be, with the technologies, is consciousness.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like we are it's the most powerful biological computer. It's not AI that we'll be using this, because imagine, brother, once the implants are all removed, the junk DNA that's been anchoring and making us feel so dense suddenly bursts open, right? This activation of going from 2 to 12 strand DNA upgrades, people have no idea what you're going to become. It's like you've been a caterpillar and then suddenly you'll be like flapping your wings like this, literally. If I had a choice, for me, it's a non brainer. I'd go for the scenario and I say, Elon Musk, I love you, but no thank you. I'd rather go into that scenario. Do you feel that there's some validity in what I'm saying, brother? Do you think that there's a strong chance that when people are about to make a decision, in as far as, because there'll be some will, because they're so, that's why these retreats will be a revelation in so many ways, bro, because it will help the upliftment of humanity's frequency as well. It's all happening, okay, with all the, the skies being contaminated, the waters and everything, but with all this alignment, there is, clearing. But if we get the large percentage of the population to really open up and to connect from the heart, this scenario, without imposing, brother, we're not here
Of course.
to inflict any form of loss in any conceivable description, but just to be the walking, talking emblem or whatever word. I mean, we're playing with words here, so that when you're looking at something, it kind of encourages is the wrong word, motivation is the wrong word, but gives you that little oomph to say, look, we still have a choice in A or B. It's not just Elon Musk saying this is it, and the be all and end all. So I still feel there is, when the rapture before, as it's happening, people need to be emotionally, mentally, physically prepared for this event. Yeah. And it means preparation, brother. Talk to me about, it's important what you consume, maybe a bit of fasting, a little bit of grounding, a little bit of this. This is what the package of the 3 day will consist of, because when you come into this atmosphere, what's the first thing it's going to do? How is it going to greet you? It's going to harmonize. It's going to get you to chill out, to relax. And when you start relaxing, things will disperse even quicker. Not that we want to like put any pressure on anyone, brother. We're not saying we need to speed the process up, because we can see how time is running out, literally, and it's collapsing on itself. So where do you feel, brother? Do you feel that people will still have a choice? Although there's a rapture, no one's going to die, but they'll have a choice, brother. They'll have a choice to make, whether to go with this earth scenario or with this earth scenario. And the other one is like, it's kind of melting away, and one going like this, another one's going like this, and it's staring at you. What advice or would you give? Because I love your movement, brother. I mean, I see you, the way you hold your energies and the way you interact with people, with animals, with plants, and I can see that you're in a space where genuinely, authentically, you're not causing any. You're impeccable in your movement. That's one of several reasons why we're together here, brother, to share space, to make people feel this incredible connection that we've made. And at some point, I think you're going to mention that there's a possibility to somebody else converging with our energy soon as well, in creating this wonderful trinity. But I've done a lot of talking, brother. I'll hand it to you, reference to what you feel is happening here, brother. Do you feel that, with this model, would you say more people will go this way, or do you think more people will go that way, or they'll just stay where they are?
It all depends, really does. It all depends what inspires them, And this is the most important part: is being having that inspiration of happiness. You know, it's whatever makes that individual happy. It's going to be both ways. As much as we'd like to say, oh, it's going to be 80% our way, and there's only 20%, and we're going to have the margin of overpopulating the negativity. It ain't about that at all. It really ain't. I'm seeing it as this transformation, and we're a transformation for the best. A lot of fear mongering are out there. There's a lot of people putting a lot of stuff out there to try and to put that fear factor out there. But look, like we said before, we are living gods and goddesses. We have the essence inside us to make anything happen. I'm living proof. I've seen many people around me are living proof. You're still here. All that negativity try to take you away, but you're still here. You survived. There's one reason why you survived it, because you overcome all them disappointments, all that pain, all that stress, all that anxiety, and this is what the whole planet's like resonating on now. 60% of the people, all bloody, excuse the language, are all in the kind of a mental stage of unhappiness, and don't know what they want. So yes, we are going to evolve with technology. We are, and there's no doubt about it. You're right. We have to, because it's the only way we're going to get the word across, and as well, it's the only way that we're going to have to adapt. Because now look at the stage now, okay? Look at all the elderly people out there. They're all computer. They don't know nothing about it. You know, it's alien to them. Literally, it's alien to them. You know, so you're getting the people like in their say early 70s, 80s. You know, and you know they're kind of they're like a lost race. You know, people are not really respecting their knowledge and what they did and how they survived. This is what's happening. We are losing the actual family heritage of information and knowledge. You know, how to grow your fruit, how to build your houses. You know, the old ways were always working. Now we've got new technology. When we're using it and moving it in such a fast way that you know we're not really tapping into the essence of the elements of earth. You know, we need to really have the tap in. We need to tap into the elements of earth for us to evolve. So what do? You come together and you share. So I'm seeing it. I am seeing it. I'm seeing it evolve into such a special way. But yes, we have powerhouses in the world, individuals, and they are changing the world in such a vast way. But the question you should ask yourself is, how did they get there? How did they get the power? How did they manage to swift and change the world so quickly? And that's using magic, yeah, and that's simple as that. Spells, words. People have got information and technology that a lot of the civilization don't know even exists. You know, so it's like I say, it's a two-headed sword. You know, we really need to focus, and I know what I'm focusing on and what you're focused on, and other angels out there are creating these projects, creating these retreats, because we know that we need a safe place to come to release the old programming. You know, just like the computer, we need to reboot, and this is what's happening. We're rebooting now, and then what we're going to get, we're getting a higher graphics card put into our system, and this is what's happening. We're going to see things that you know no other time frame have seen before. So this is where it's kind of yeah, it's going to shock a lot of people. Like you say about the rapture, yeah, it's just an awakening moment. You know, it's an awakening moment, and some are going to awake quicker than others, and some have already awoken quicker than others. This is why this movement is happening for these people to get with nature and get back to the old ways because they've always worked. They've never failed. Nature has never failed us. She's always been on
Yeah.
our side. It's just about us as a consciousness to feel the frequency when she talks. You know, we're all feeling it, but we just ignore it. And this is one of the issues, you know. We've been bombarded with so much information, we're forgetting our real truth, our core, who we are. So, yeah, there's a lot of wisdom out there, you know. This is why we're doing what we're doing because we know we are immortal and we are powerful beings together. Just like I said before, the bamboo, you know, together we are unbreakable. We are so unbreakable. Individuals, we can get picked off and snapped just like that, you know. But when we get united, we got this energy force of pure light and love, you know, what cannot be penetrated, and we're going to be protected by the our guides and the ones who who are watching us every day.
Thank you for that, brother. And we're all feeling that the new energies that are around us now as well. We noticed that, in fact, I'm beginning to thrive now without sounding egoistic because even going back 20 years, my intention was I've always, I mean, as far back as I can remember, I've always been an empath.
Hmm.
I'm always considering about other people. I used to be told off in business that I'm too much open. I'm giving all my ideas away, and I'm like, I want to share. The minute I could
Yeah,
crawl out of, be in a situation where I had some chocolate sweets in my pocket, I was just handing them out, brother. You know what I mean? I didn't see. I just saw oneness. I never thought you're a different entity. You're a different entity. I saw that we one big family, happy family. And sometimes people used to say, "Don't change, don't change, don't change." I'm not change. What do you mean change? What's the alternative? You know. But then I started seeing how unhappy people really are.
yeah,
Because they're kind of living off something that's just not going to last. It's not. It's not sustainable. And these upgrades that are taking place, we're being showered now with this incredible frequencies, with all these alignments. What is asking people to do, obviously, to raise the game for sure. But if you try to go back to that shadow self, or just to be a little bit not so good, you feel drained. Whereas if you start, because I say to people now, and this is really, I'm enjoying this conversation, because I say to people, the only time I speak is when I'm so impeccable with my words that it's not breaking the peace, right?
Mm.
And within that peace, like I said, those precepts: cause no harm, cause no loss, do not impose on the freedom of any description. Yeah, so it's that's what the movement is, and we can use words, we could sing, whatever. It's fine. We're not disturbing the peace. So what happens? You'll expand even more, and then what I've noticed, that what we will all become, we'll be able to glow more, and the darkness will dispel even more. So it's like it's a process that's speeding up, and it goes even faster where you're in a place where you bring everything into alignment, neutrality, bring your observation. Don't judge from the perspective good and bad. I want to destroy this person, I want to hurt this person. All we need to do is love, 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 more hugs, more kisses, more sort of like embracing, rather than saying, pushing this one left wing, right wing, and all this palaver.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting what you're saying, because I feel that we are not just affecting everything, but it's like we can see how we can start now manifesting when two or more come together. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you and I, brother, I don't know when we kind of, I mean, I saw you being interviewed. I can't remember how long ago it was, and I thought, for me, the main attraction was like purity. There's a pure guy. Wow, I wasn't interested. Are you rich? Are you poor? Are you this? Are you that? For me, it was like he's pure.
Yeah. And
There's
this is the
nothing
same
attached to it.
frequency I'm feeling. I'm
Yeah.
feeling this,
So
I'm seeing it around me. Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing humbleness. I'm seeing these people with these humble hearts who really want to make a difference and who want to help. You
yeah,
know, so it's an it's a new section of humanity. It's a new chapter of our never-ending book. We are all great books inside us. We really are, and together we can become this master book where we can actually put a seed on this planet and let it grow,
it is that.
nurture it, care for it.
And I think more and more people are beginning to find out that scarcity uh, is a myth,
Mm.
and it's been created to create a feeling that there's not enough to go around. There's lack of, you know,
That's a
and
load of.
that's how it is. And but we know that the operating system, and particularly the one that we want to create, is the operating system is abundance for all, for us to be equal. So there's no like there's no hierarchy, like to say this person. There is a frequency though in place, because some people say, well, hold on a minute. Do we not have labels? Do we not have names? Do we not have IDs? Do we not have any passports? No. Because we leave markers, we leave signatures anyway, we leave impressions. And these are frequencies. We are a unique frequency. And so when we edge further and, well, higher, shall we say, we will detect that, because we'll become more telepathic. Yeah, so we'll be like less of all these different languages. By the way, I love languages. Don't get me wrong. I love speaking the odd bit of German here, a bit of this, a bit of Greek, a little bit of that. Yeah, but it's one universal language, right? And it is that heart-centered voice language that we're talking about.
Mm.
It's kind of like a light language kind of appeal, if you will. That when you go to a certain level of existence and above, it applies. It's like the currency, the real intrinsic value. From there onwards, isn't money, isn't gold, isn't silver. It's certainly not Bitcoin, right, brother, or brick or mortar. It's energy.
Mhm.
And how are we energizing, brother? We you and I, for example, and I thank you and I thank the universe because you're the brother that I can always dream and say thank you, thank you. You're, and we've never even met physically, so I can give you one enormous hug, but I can give you one there. But what I'm saying is that connection is there, right? And so people are not stupid, brother. People know the difference between something that's real, organic, and something inorganic and synthetic. So with
Mhm.
conversations like this, we're helping humanity to bring and for them to start remembering. We're not necessarily teaching you anything, but helping you to remove those synthetic implants that has calcified in the body and releasing it, and so that you can become independent, because that's the name of the game. I think it's a great way of putting it out there for people, you know.
It is, you know,
And
because you know, you look at the people you've helped and touched in your life, and, you know, and you don't know how many people they've helped and touched in their lives. So, you know, you're a natural generator, the same as me. This is what I am. You know, anyone comes in my presence, I will naturally help them, to foresee them, to see them, to see their capabilities, to see their amazement, to see the angel and the god, the queen inside them. You know, the king. So this is what I do. I do it naturally. I help the people who have maybe a couple questions, but it turns out that them couple questions turns into a whole pure element of regrowth. You know, and this is me just being me, and this is why I foresee in the visions I have um, are messages for me to prepare myself, you know, for this greatness to come. So this is
absolutely,
where we all have it inside us, but sometimes we can't focus in it because of our surroundings. And this is the most important thing about the retreats as well, is it's going to be with nature in a trillion billion ways, you know, and nature is going to speak to you in a trillion billion ways. You know, once your senses are awoken, you're going to be like this amazing sponge of intelligence, of knowledge, of wisdom, of greatness, of inner empowerment, you know. And I see this happening because I'm it itself, you know. And like you say, I'm a humble person. I
yeah.
don't really want anything from anyone. I just want to share and give and make sure this soul in front of me is looked after and cared for and becomes the stronger version than they ever been. And it is, surroundings is the most specialist technique for self growth. It really is. You know, it's going to be very hard if you're in a city and you want to grow and reawaken, you know, because you're getting bombarded every second of the day of all this frequency just evolving into you, you know, unwanted. You pull yourself out of nature, you're in a retreat in the mountains, you're in a retreat in the desert, you're in a retreat in the forest, you know, you're going to be enhanced in so many ways. And it's going to be so much more easier for you to actually shed all that negative frequency. And this is what I'm saying from my own personal experience. You know, I brought in myself and I broke away from society and I started again. I started again because I knew I had to, because the old version of me wasn't fulfilled. You know, it wasn't hungry enough. And so, like I said, 5 years ago when I first moved here, then voila, I exploded of emotion. I exploded with wisdom. I exploded with hidden talents I never thought I had. And it was all down because I tuned myself with nature. You know, the first 2 years I come here,
Yeah.
I had no electricity. I was walking down with two buckets to the trough, filling water up, going back. That's my washing water. That's my washing up water. That's my water to
Yeah.
feed the plants. You know, so it was like I let go of everything. I let go of the whole three-dimensional way of living. I went back into the old ways. I'm not saying the old ways because people are still living like it now, but
Yeah.
I went back into the respectful ways of understanding what is water, how important is it, what is
Yeah.
food, how important is it, what is
Yeah.
vegetation, how important is it? You know, these are the things that every family member throughout the world should be having in their everyday life. But we don't. We'll go and buy fruit and veg from a supermarket what is toxic and manipulated and plasticized, you know, and it's not what it is. So this is the one thing that we all need to understand as a family, father, mother, daughter, uncle,
Yeah.
son, doesn't matter. We need to start learning how to grow our own vegetables and fruit. This is number one because we're being poisoned and a lot of people don't care. They're still eating the shit. And for me, it's a kind of it starts to really like get into my anger zone of saying, "What's going on, humans? Can't you see what you're putting in your body? Can't you see that this ain't even real, and you're still munching it and you're giving it to your children? Are you really that deluded?"
Yeah.
Because for me, it's exactly the same. My children I always made sure they could eat healthily. They cooked. So I always put moringa in their food without them knowing. Mix it up. I was like, "Yeah, you're getting protein. You don't even know." So it's a kind of it's the scenario of your surroundings. You become if you get the surroundings that fits your resonant, then suddenly you're going to be helping so many people without you knowing. Just
Yeah.
like the ripple effect, where we
Yeah.
are waves of that ripple. And this is what we're doing. Just like you say, when we speak these conversations of truth and understanding of what it's like to really live a legacy, what it's like to hold this space for the generations in front of us to come. This is our duty. This is what we've been put here to do. Is to make a format, a platform for our children and our children's children to live in a harmfully way, peaceful, to respect, to love, to be honorable of what you have. Because
Yeah.
we're not. There's a lot of people out there just want. For me, I don't want nothing. I just want myself to be clean, and I want my community and people around me to be clean too. And that's just me being. I'm not trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to force things onto people. I'm saying, listen, guys and ladies, this worked for me. It might work for you. Give it a go.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
and this is the major point about these great retreats that we're going to be creating is down to
Yes.
we are going to be having a space. We are going to be
Yes.
creating a space for people to foresee their capabilities, their possibilities. So love will always win.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you for that. I just got a piece of paper and I just started I put A, B, C. A stands for Austria, B stands for Bulgaria, and C stands for Crete.
Mm.
And ironically, these are the places that we've got a bit of a hold on as far as that future retreats, because we've got this place right now in Austria, and we've got a place in Bulgaria, and your beautiful place in Crete. Isn't that amazing? I thought I just put A, B, C down. I thought, oh, that's incredible. That is one's Austria, the other one's Bulgaria, and C for Crete. And brother, the number one thing is, when we create sacred space, and what we mean by sacred is begins with yourself first, because the ultimate gift is how you're vibrating, right? Because we're affecting the soil, the water, we're affecting everything, the food, the atmosphere, and how we welcoming people, and what is our ulterior motive? And our ulterior motive is to create this incredible, and we can see it's happening, that there is a collapse. It's collapsing on itself. So whether we want it or not, something will take place. What we're saying with these retreats is you can take greater ownership and accountability and responsibility, having an informed choice before an event. It's more natural in the process, rather than ending up in a world where I think it's still a lot better than the world we were in before. But they're going to have replicators, 3D printers, and all this and all that, which is good. In other words, they'll print apples, they're going to print bananas. Whereas imagine what you'll be doing is you'll be working with the God energies, you'll be working with organic Wi-Fi, not synthetic Wi-Fi, which what I'm saying, you'll be working with the cosmic energy, to use like God to create on an earth like a paradigm, a new earth, which is unprecedented. As far as I know, my gut, and I think I'm speaking for you as well, lovely brother, is it's never happened. So this is something, it's not a restoration. This is a new template, and it's a new form of human. It's like we are now, like we're completing the assignment, if you will, at the same time. So it's multiple things happening all at the same time, and that's why it's how we're going to engage with the earth of the new planet. I feel so.
Yeah.
I'm saying to people, be weary in the most divine way, so that you have an informed choice before these exciting events, because I think the roads are going like this, So
It's true.
well, it's been
It's exciting. Listen, there's a lot of fear, frequency of people thinking, oh no, prophecy days, LA's on fire, there's drones in the sky, there's, what do they call it? Plasma balls in the sky, there's portals opening all over the world, and people are filming all this madness. Listen, there's a hologram. We're living in a hologram, and they have
yeah,
complete control of what we see. Yeah, but they don't have complete control of what we do. This is the difference. Okay, what we do, we are being protected by the essence of the creation. Okay, the God frequency, the Goddess frequency, the Jesus frequency, whatever frequency you want to call it. But we need to tap into it. And now this is what's happening. We're tapping into it, and now we're absorbing. We really are absorbing this pure light. And so, together, as great warriors of light we are, we will create this temple, this fortress of love. We really will. It's like it's already been written down. Okay, so we need to realize that fear must go. Okay,
yeah,
prosperity and love and respect and well-being must return.
yeah,
This is the times we need to really tap into the almightiness that we are. Every single one out there, who I've helped in my life, I've helped them because I didn't have help when I needed it. When I was in desperate moments, when I was in abusive situations, when the dark energies tried to take me away, I didn't have anyone. I didn't ask for help. I solved it. I filtered it, and I realized it was just a huge test. Everything been put in front of me was just a huge test to try and dull my light and not let me to achieve the great goal. Because they knew since I was a child, I had great ambition. I had something to
yeah,
create. So from that time side to now, what, 30, 40, 43, it's kind of bombardment. They try to get in the way. They try and throw things in your path to make you fall over so many times. But what you do, you just get back up and you just struggle on. And once you get to that point of understanding, like, oh my God, I'm in a bloody computer game.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
what it feels like. It literally feels like it sometimes. I'm like, what? How does
yeah,
this happen? And then, I thought this yesterday. Then suddenly it just appeared in my reality. Some people might call it manifestation, or it might be called we've already been programmed, and a destiny might already been pathed already for us. It's just about if we choose to go on that direction, or do we get strayed and pulled away, from any other unwanted frequency? And there are manipulators out there. There are dark forces out there, hidden, even in family members, even in great friends, partners. They are hidden, and this is their duty to not let you achieve to your greater goal. So now, this is what we're going to do with us and the great angels around us. We are going to create exactly what everyone else wants to create. It's a huge shift. There's a huge shift happening worldwide where everyone wants to get out. Everyone wants to get out of this reality. Everyone wants to create a new reality. So what they're doing, they're going to try and do it for us. They're going to use these technologies, playing around with timelines, playing certain technology with the Mandela effect. All these crazy things are.
yeah,
These are technologies what have been here a long time ago, but now
yeah,
they know how to enhance it and to use it against us. So what do?
yeah,
We pull inside ourselves, and we become more powerful. we shine brighter, you know, and then suddenly that's it. It's a past story. It's a myth, you know. And what we live in now is going to be the real version of humanity. And together we are literally immortal, like I said. We are, we really are.
Brothers, thank you so much again. I mean, time flies when you're having fun, they say. I mean, we're just coming close to the hour mark, and I thought, is there anything else you wanted to add to this beautiful
Not really. I'd
exchange?
just like to say to the people out there to really believe in yourself and really believe that, you know, your dreams can come true, as your visions are reality moments. Understand your purpose, understand your fellow friends around you, but most of all, understand the energies what don't need to be around you. You know, we all need to pull away, and we all need to understand that there is a better chapter for you. So for all you people who are struggling out there, don't worry, you're not going to be struggling for long. Okay, you really ain't. This is why we're creating these little projects and these retreats. It's for you all, ain't just for us. And Charlotte, you all.
Robert, thank you so much for being here, and to our beautiful viewers out there, and to see your beautiful energy, and sending you, your beautiful family, Soul Tribe family in Crete and all over the world, wherever you are. We love you, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And please, it's an invitation in due course to we'll invite you back to our beautiful studio. Um, Probably as early as next couple of days. I've got a few interesting interviews lined up. I keep saying that, but I will. But brother, thank you so much. And if I can ask you just to stay in the studio when we finish the recording, because I just wanted to have
Yeah,
a
of
quick.
course, yeah.
But thank you, brother. I really appreciate your presence today, and peace and love, brother. Peace and love.
One, peace and love. Never give up, okay? Never give up.
Bioactivator would like to thank you for your kind support and donations. Through Barrett Tunian's guardianship of this platform, his activation of truth harmonizes, neutralizes, and unblocks the meridians that connect, balance, and purify all that comes in contact. Do no harm is the key that fully opens the heart's voice to be in the union of the I Am presence, and will represent every living organism on the planet whose voice would otherwise not be heard. Remember, the truth will set you free. Do no harm, cause no loss, and do not impose upon the freedom of others. Love, light, and